7. Barrett outside, the switch. Doncic goes, oh, what a great step! And then he hammers it home! Broke his ankles!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are doing well. And as you guys know, March Madness is here. I'm extremely excited. When I think of March Madness, I think of Syracuse because I'm a Syracuse fan. I'm not some crazy fanatic when it comes to Syracuse. But when I think of the tournament, I think of Malachi Richardson. I think of Michael Gabenajay. I think of Jim Boeheim, one of the best coaches in college basketball history. Yes, we're not in the tournament this year, but you think back, Carmelo Anthony as a freshman winning the national championship. Malachi Richardson and Syracuse just going on that run, like I mentioned. Yes, we did lose in the Final Four to North Carolina, but it's just very easy to visualize the shots Malachi Richardson hit down the stretch of basketball games. They're just coming back after being down versus Virginia when they had London Parentes, beating Gonzaga, who had Domantas Sabonis. Now he's one of the best players in basketball, playing for the Sacramento Kings. He was nice on the Thunder. He was also originally drafted by the Magic, trade to the Thunder. He was on the Indiana Pacers. It's crazy. This man's been on 4 teams in his NBA career. God damn already. But Sabonis, great footwork. We know all about him. But I thought it would be a great time because March Madness is here. The New York Knicks season, I don't care. It's over, in my opinion. You take a look at the Charlotte Hornets. I believe they have that 10th seed final playing spot as of right now. Yes, we're not mathematically eliminated, but they have 33 wins. And I take a look at the New York Knicks, final stretch, the schedule, I have us finishing with the max 35 wins or 33 wins. So the chances of the Hornets only winning 2 more games down the stretch, I think is just incapable. It's not going to happen. So I would love the Knicks to go on this crazy winning streak, but just keeping it real with you guys, I just don't see it happen. There's been no point this season the New York Knicks have had momentum. Yeah, we're here, that type of thing. If we're being real with ourselves and we're not going off of recency bias, we haven't been able to carry on any momentum. So the New York Knicks, as of right now, hold that 10th overall pick. We can jump up to potentially getting that 8th overall pick or the 8th best odds or 9th best odds if the Spurs go on to win some basketball games and the Trailblazers. We're actually really close with them. But you never know what's going to happen in the lottery with Mark Tatum. We saw the Pelicans get the number 1 overall pick. The Grizzlies, too. We ended up slipping to 3, even though I actually love RJ Barrett. And the Grizzlies, they got a fantastic player, John Morant. We'll see what happens with Zion Williamson. He's talented. Just has to stay healthy and stay in shape. I still really do believe in Zion. I know a lot of people are writing him off. But yeah, you just never know what Mark Tatum's going to say when he's opening up that envelope. With that smile on his face, he may say, the New York Knicks have the 8th overall pick, and we end up taking Frank Ntilikina, doesn't work out. 9th overall pick, Kevin Knox, doesn't work out. You never freaking know. You never know with the New York Knicks when it comes to lottery, but March Madness is here, the tournament is here, and these are some guys the New York Knicks should take a look at when it comes to March Madness. I'm not throwing a million names at you guys because I'm going to be making a lot of draft content in the offseason, so I don't want to spoil it for you guys. So here's 3 players the New York Knicks should keep their eye on. So starting off, we got Johnny Davis, the shooting guard / point guard from Wisconsin. And I love his game. Long wingspan, breakout sophomore year, 6'5", 196 pounds. And I think a perfect way to describe Johnny Davis's game is smooth, being a competitor, fearless, because I get that. I give a shit mentality. I want to take over this effing game mentality from Johnny Davis. If it was the Purdue game, playing Jaden Ivey, he loves playing up against some of the best possible competition. So getting into the smooth factor of his game, he can elevate over anyone. He has just smooth overall mechanics. When you think of the beef, the whole beef saying, back when you learned in elementary school, he has all that. Great balance, holds the follow through. It's just such a beautiful textbook jumper when you watch Johnny Davis shoot the basketball. So he's a 3-level scorer. He can shoot it from the outside. He's crafty, working down the lane. He can pull up from mid-range territory. He does a great job catching guys on his hip. He has a fadeaway in his bag. He's not afraid to close out games or take over at the end of games. And you never know with the New York Knicks. Cam Reddish, next year may be his final year if he doesn't prove to stay healthy in the NBA. That's been his big-time Achilles heel, and he hasn't proven to have a role in the NBA because he hasn't stayed healthy. He has all this talent, but at the end of the day, he has to stay on the floor, and your best ability is availability. So for a bunch of people out there that are no, we don't have to take this guy, Cam Reddish is the guy moving forward, I'm not banking on a guy, or I'm not paying a guy who hasn't proven to stay healthy throughout his NBA career. But even though I really do like Cam Reddish, it just sucks he can't stay healthy. Just with his left shoulder injury, now a right shoulder injury. Just he has had Achilles injuries, like ankles, back. It's just been so much with Cam Reddish, and he's been in a weird situation in his NBA career. But he brings a totally different element, Johnny Davis, and most players like don't have on this New York Knicks team. The New York Knicks have struggled to close out basketball games. And if you get a Johnny Davis who's a shot creator, someone that's a 3-level scorer, he has a soft touch, crafty, working down the lane. Even when he's on fire, he's still capable of making that big time read or making the right read. Like, we need shot creators. We need someone who's able to help us close out games and make smart decisions with the basketball and have go-to moves that they practice and they just perfect out there on the floor. Like I said, he has that I give a shit mentality, and I feel like he's the perfect fit next to RJ because RJ's unselfish. I do think he has to do a better job of balancing it out, of distributing the ball and scoring at times. We've seen that he is an underrated playmaker, but Johnny Davis also is someone that averaged 8 rebounds per game or over 6 rebounds per game at Wisconsin. He's a gamer. He likes to grab it, get out and run, or just grab it, slow it down, sometimes run the show at point guard. And a lot of people were questioning his three-point efficiency. But when you take a look at Wisconsin, he led Wisconsin to a 3 seed. He's averaging 19 points per game. Like, that's the crazy thing. His three-point efficiency isn't that great, but he's averaging 19 points per game. I don't worry about the three-point shot, though, because, yes, he's a sophomore. He's not crazy young, but he has great mechanics, and he's a great work ethic. He's the type of guy that's gonna lock himself in the gym, or he's gonna put up like 700 shots in a night. He has that type of mentality. But I really do love Johnny Davis's game. And getting back to like the three-point efficiency here, like the game plan for these defenses are just pretty much all keying in on Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis so far, or like, and his with the Wisconsin program, like they lost 5 of their best players last year. If it was to leaving, like for the draft, or just leaving in general, graduating and all that. So most of these defenses are keying in on him. And he doesn't have the best of talent around him, at least in my opinion when I watch Wisconsin play. So he's forced to take a lot of difficult shots. He is. That's why I love that he is a fadeaway. That's why I would love to take him, because he's a difficult shot maker. I feel like the New York Knicks need that. We need guys that can perform off the dribble, take a pressure off of RJ. And getting into his playmaking, he's not some crazy playmaker, but he is capable of making the solid reads. He's crafty. He's a good athlete. He plays with a good like change of pace, or he plays with a good pace. Also, Johnny Davis, I guess a little bit of Achilles heel. He kind of struggles with those great athletes when it comes to like those great athletes defending him and really creating separation against those guys. But you could always get better when it comes to your bag and making it more effective. So I'm not going to write him off that he's not going to be a great shot creator at the next level, because he has proven, like I said, he's not that efficient from downtown right now. And he's averaging 19 points per game. But let's get into the numbers here. So Johnny Davis is averaging 19.7 points per game, 2.2 assists per game, 8.2 rebounds per game, 43.4% from the field, 31.7% from 3, 1 steal, and he's attempting 4 threes from beyond the arc. But yeah, 1 steal. He's proven to get to the free throw line like 6 times a game, shooting 78% from the free throw line. I think he's a lot better free throw shooter than that. So I feel like it's all there when it comes to his shot. Like, you take a look at Anthony Edwards, he's improved his 3-point like efficiency, at least the last time I checked it. LaMelo Ball, it was just horrific. It was terrible overseas, and it's really gone better. Again, he has that type of work ethic that he's gonna lock himself in the gym until like he misses a shot, because I feel like he's just gonna put up 200 shots. I love Johnny Davis's mentality on both ends of the floor. I would love to have him. He's kind of in that range though. Like, you never know with these guys. Like, he may jump up big time because a lot of these scouts are gonna be like, he could perform at a high level. But I'm seeing him in the 6 to like 10 range, but you never know where the New York Knicks are going to end up in the lottery. You never know what Mark Tatum's going to say. So maybe you could say he's a little bit of a long shot, but I would absolutely love Johnny Davis on the New York Knicks. Next up, we have Benedict Mathurin, who's the shooting guard / small forward from Arizona, leading Arizona to that #1 seed. And I'm very interested to see what they're going to do in March Madness or just the tournament. And I feel like he would be a very interesting fit next to RJ Barrett. He's very versatile. Like I said, he can play either position. He has extreme length. He's strong. He's pretty tall, like 6'7". Like, I feel like the league's absolutely positionless now, though. So you never know. Maybe you could say you wish he was an inch taller and all that. He's a sophomore guard, and he put up some very good numbers this year. And I just love his overall skill set. I love his athleticism. If you're looking for a great athlete with just raw talent, but also puts up the production. Like, I feel like he could still get better. Benedict's your guy. Like, he thrives in the open floor, or he's a high flyer, like in transition, like in the half court setting. He does a great job attacking the rim. He does a great job moving without the basketball, cutting back door. His teammates do a great job finding him. He can make the basic reads, like when he's running in transition. Like, this dude plays with an extremely high motor. He's Canadian as well, which I love. Just imagine this RJ Barrett and Benedict Mathurin playing together. Just, I feel like that would just be awesome. But when you take a look at Benedict's game, he's not just some raw, high flying athlete. You may be thinking he has the physical tools, he's athletic, he's like Zach LaVine, but he's more polished than Zach LaVine coming out. He's proven to be a very efficient 3-point shooter. Talk about someone with high elevation, like he jumps very high on his jump shot, which could be a good thing and a bad thing. But he's knocking them down at a high clip and on pretty big time volume, like 5 or 6 threes per game from beyond the arc. And he has shown he's capable of shooting off the dribble. Like, he does a great job creating separation with step backs, just like ball fakes. He does a great job with all that, catching the defense like on their heels and just really getting them to create separation or getting them away from him. But his handle does need to get better. His handle can get loose, which causes him to turn the ball over and get his pocket picked. His pocket picked. So I feel like his handle definitely needs to get tighter. It can be loose, but I feel like he's another guy that has a great work ethic. You want these high character individuals. You want these hard workers. But RJ likes to run fast. He likes to play fast. We don't know, like, Tibbs, I do think is going to be back next year. I do. We'll see what happens with Tom Thibodeau. But RJ likes to get out and run. And I feel like Benedict Mathurin would be perfect for that. And when you watch Benedict Mathurin play as well, he's extremely great body control. He's a very soft touch around the rim. Like, he's able to just use the rim for his protection, finish on the other side. He's a versatile scorer of the ball. You would maybe like to see him get more to a spot, or maybe that's not a spot yet of his. You would like to see him like pull up from mid-range territory, because if we're gonna put a guy alongside RJ Barrett, I want him to be a very versatile scorer of the ball, who's a 3-level scorer, because RJ's game is still in progression, or he's still working on shooting consistently off the dribble, like jump shots off the dribble. He has that fadeaway he added to his bag, which I like, but I want someone that's a 3-level scorer to pair alongside RJ Barrett. But he's a good shooter from the outside, great athlete, can attack the rim, just brings that different element of just big-time athleticism to the table. He can play with the ball in his hands, he can play off the ball. He does a great job utilizing screens. He's also a terrific defender. He has extreme length. He's very strong to cut guys off of like dribble penetrating. He just looks to contest every shot that's out there on the floor. With his long wingspan, he's able to read the passing lanes very well. He has active hands, he has active feet. He's pretty disciplined on that side of the ball, but he definitely needs to improve his ball handling. I don't have a problem with his shot mechanics as long as it's going in. And he's just all about winning, and he's a high character individual, and I do like Benedict Mathurin a lot for the New York Knicks. As he averaged 17.4 points per game, 2.6 assists per game, 5.6 rebounds per game on 46% shooting, 37.6% from beyond the arc in 32 minutes of action, a steal. He got to the free throw line 4.6 times a game, hitting 76% of them. But he proved his freshman year that he could shoot 84.6% or just 84%. So he has shown he has that touch from beyond the arc, from free throw territory as well. And he's being projected in like that 7, 8, 9, 10 range. When you take a look at Benedict Mathurin, the latest mock draft, I saw him going 11th overall to the Memphis Grizzlies. Now getting into Kennedy Chandler, he's actually my only freshman on this list here. He's the point guard from Tennessee, and a lot of guys are overlooking him in my opinion. It may be because he's 6 foot, he's 170 pounds. The 170 pounds, I don't have a problem with at all, but he's only 6 foot, which some people look at as a concern. But I watch him play, he doesn't play like he's 6 foot at all. Specifically on the defense side of the basketball, he has very active hands, and he's just a dog. Like, he's a competitor, which I feel like you need if you're only 6 foot, and people look at that as a red flag. So I actually think he's better than Jaden Springer coming out of Tennessee last year. I like him more than a Keon Johnson, and he has high potential when it comes to creating a shot from the outside. He has shown it this year at Tennessee, but I feel like it's only going to get better when you see more of a sample size of it. Like, he has a solid handle, he has a quick release, just beautiful mechanics from the outside, And when you're only 6 foot, you got to have great body control. You have to have a great handle. You have to play at the right pace. You have to have that stop and go. You got to be able to utilize the pick and roll. And he has that stop and go to his game, kind of like a Trae Young. I'm not saying he's going to be Trae Young, but he knows how to utilize the pick and roll well, finding the roll man, just knowing how to step back like outside on the perimeter and knock down big time shots. He's 6 foot, but like he has that quick trigger to get it over people. Just beautiful, beautiful mechanics. He has one of the smoothest shots in my opinion when it comes to point guards in this draft class. I know it's not some crazy point guard draft class, but I love the stop and go to his game. I love how he has the hesitations. When he's outside on the perimeter, it looks like he's slowing it down, but then he's attacking. And he just has a great craftiness around the rim. He has a great touch around the rim. He has a good handle. He's shifty. He's not easy to strip out there on the court. It looks like you get him, and then it's just like he uses that burst and speed to get to the rack. Like I love watching Kennedy Chandler play, and he has the production as well. He has the efficiency to back it up. Yeah, he plays at the right pace. He knows how to utilize the pick and roll. He has a floater in his game. He plays bigger than his height, and I feel like you really need that at the next level. And obviously, the New York Knicks have been needing a point guard for such a long time. When you just take a look at the long-ass list of the point guards the New York Knicks have had, Frank Ntilikina, Trey Burke, you just take a look back at Rod Strickland, you take a look back at Walt Frazier, just Dennis Smith Jr., just whoever the hell it is, like Stephon Marbury, Mark Jackson, we've had so many point guards. Like I don't even want to list them all. It just makes me throw up in my mouth a little bit. But Kennedy Chandler, I feel like he's one of the most pure point guards in this draft class, and the New York Knicks should definitely take a look at him. We'll see if he rises up boards or he drops when it comes to March Madness. But let me know down below your thoughts. I really appreciate your support. Who do you like from this list? And peace out, y'all.